was in China, I did a morning commute video that showed my bicycle ride from my home to work. So it went a little bit viral, not nothing major, but I thought I might do the same thing here now that I'm in Thailand. Show you my morning commute from my house here to where. The main focus of this channel is going to be touring around Thailand and the various provinces, but every once in a while I'll probably throw a video like this in here, which is something, just a random topic. Just today, just my morning commute into work. But I might also be doing stuff like, motorcycle reviews or talking about motorcycles and things I've done to change this motorcycle. That might not interest a lot of you. So just just so you know, there's going to be all kinds of different topics, not just touring around Thailand, but the bulk of everything, the bulk of the channel is going to be touring around Thailand and information about the provinces. When I decided I wanted to buy either a scooter or a motorcycle here in Thailand, I did a ton of research, and I went back and forth on probably 10 different scooters and motorcycles that I wanted to get, and I eventually settled on this one. And I've had it now for 3 weeks, and man, no buyer's regret whatsoever. This was, I'm glad I put in the time because this was the perfect purchase, and I'll explain why. So when I was doing my research, I made a big spreadsheet and I put in every statistic, seat height, ground clearance, horsepower, torque, and was comparing the different motorcycles that I was looking at. I was looking at sport bikes like Kawasaki Ninjas, what's called a street fighter bike, which is basically a naked bike, or a sport bike without the front fairing, like a Z400. I was looking at those. I was looking at Spartan 401s, CBRs, Yamaha R3s, Yamaha MTs. I was looking at a lot of different bikes, but and I never really, Royal Enfield wasn't even on my radar. I'd gone to the north of Phuket to look at some Yamahas, and on my way back, I saw this, on my left, I saw a Ducati dealership, and I kind of glanced over. Also in this dealership, I saw these motorcycles that look like a lot like Triumph motorcycles, and those are another high-end motorcycle, and they do a lot of retro looks. And both those brands are out of my price range, but I'm a motorcycle fan at heart, so I thought, let me just walk in there and check these bikes out. And when I walked in, I realized those aren't Triumphs. And one second, just real briefly, let me mention that in Thailand, the green light is not a green light, it's a red 2. So in Thailand, they count down when the light's going to turn green, and when it's a red light, the numbers are red when they're counting down, and obviously they're green numbers when it's a green light. But when the red numbers go from 5, 4, 3, 2, everybody hits the gas to anticipate going through the traffic light once it actually turns green. It's kind of a funny thing here. But going back to my story, so I was really digging these motorcycles, but I didn't know much about them. And I went home and I did a ton of research, YouTube videos, and I found out, wow, man, people really love these motorcycles. They're super reliable. They're very well made. They got a lot of great features, and the price is really reasonable. So I started really becoming intrigued with this motorcycle brand. And the more I looked into these motorcycles, the more convinced I was, oh, this is the way I was going to go. Forget the spreadsheet, forget all the statistics. This is the bike I want. And then it was a matter of picking out the model and the color, and this is what I eventually settled on. And man, so glad I did. Very happy with this bike. I like a little more aggressive seating style, so for me, this standard bike here, the Classic, was a better fit than the Cruiser, which is more laid back. We just passed Wee Cafe. That's probably my favorite restaurant in Phuket. They grow a lot of the vegetables and herbs right there on the property, so everything's organic, and that's Crocodile, which has been closed due to the pandemic, but there's a bunch of crocodiles that they're still feeding in there. So back to choosing this motorcycle. So this standard was the way to go for me, and I didn't really want to go with the 650cc Interceptor. This is a 350cc engine, and you don't need that much horsepower here in Thailand. Most of these scooters are about 150 cc's, so I'm running 350 cc's. I got a lot more torque, and the key here is you got to be faster than those scooters. You got to be able to bolt off the line when the light turns green. Otherwise, sometimes you're just in a sea of scooters, and it's really annoying. So that's why I needed at least 250 cc's, but don't really feel I needed more, especially with gas prices going up. This is a very fuel efficient engine. I think this gets, let me look it up. So this bike gets 40 kilometers per liter, which works out to about 94 miles per gallon. So that's incredible fuel efficiency. If I had gone up to the 650cc motorcycle, that gets half of this. Oh, and briefly, this road right here, this is my favorite part of the commute. There's some nice twisties on this road, and you'll see I get a little speed here. We have some fun with these twisties. This is a fun road, but unfortunately, usually there's scooters here that you gotta work your way around. But this is the favorite part of my commute. Anyway, the 650cc motorcycle got like half that. It got like 20 kilometers per liter, so it just made more sense. This bike just made a lot of sense to me, and it's been a perfect fit. Okay, again, just a random topic today. I'm going to be starting my trip soon, so you'll be learning about the provinces, and it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. This is nearing the end of my commute, so thanks for watching, and more videos coming soon. Thing, if you're actually still watching, up here to the right, there's a Royal Enfield Cafe Racer, the Continental GT, that is always on display and never used, and it kind of frustrates me because it's like, man, this is such a beautiful bike right here, and they just leave it on display. I hope to eventually find out more about who owns that and why it's on display, but it's an awesome bike. Okay, thanks.